Hey guys, welcome back to Sensei's Journey. I just got done with a workout, and the reason I am not cleaned up from that workout and doing this video is because I moved my neck training to the end of my workout so that I could show you guys some neck training specific to like martial arts or things like that, so to make your neck stronger so that you can take hits better and get cranked on, and it's not going to hurt you as bad. So that's mostly the reason for all of this. So I actually already filmed some stuff for the wrestler's bridge and the headstand. So I'm going to talk about that here first, just because I've already got that filmed. And you may have Keely coming over here in just a moment, because I'm obviously paying attention to something that is not him, and so that means that he should come over here. But all right, so with the wrestler's bridge, it is a complicated movement if you're not used to being in a bridge. So if you've never done a bridge before, if you've never done a glute bridge, if you've never done a gymnastic bridge, do not jump straight into a wrestler's bridge, because you're not going to be able to handle it with the rest of your body, let alone your neck. So you need to be pretty decent at being able to do a gymnastics bridge first before you try to do a wrestler's bridge. You should be doing a wrestler's bridge ideally on something like a mat, not on the hard floor. And you should also start off with a wrestler's bridge with your hands. Now, some people do wrestler's bridges on the tops of their heads, or some of them roll more toward the forehead. Whatever you want to do is fine. But the main thing is that there's a lot of controversy surrounding the wrestler's bridge, because it puts the neck in such an odd position, and you're supporting it, like the weight of the body on the neck. And I don't think it's so much an issue with the exercise itself as it is people trying to do it before they're ready, because I don't think it's a beginner's exercise. So there's a couple of workouts in the Real Anime Training library that call for a wrestler's bridge. And so in just a little bit, we're going to be talking about some alternatives that you can do to work up to being able to do a wrestler's bridge, or just alternatives if you don't want to do a wrestler's bridge at all. That's perfectly fine. The wrestler's bridge was invented primarily as a means of escaping having a wrestler's shoulders put on the mat. And so if you're not a wrestler, there are other ways to strengthen your neck that don't require you to be in that position. So there's that. But starting off with the wrestler's bridge, you want to, whenever you do get to that point, some key points are: you want to make sure that you are squeezing your glutes to push through your hips, and so that you're not bending at the lower back too much. You're going to arch from the upper spine more, and you're going to make sure that you are not just relaxing into the wrestler's bridge, but that you've got tension there, so there's muscular tension in the neck to make sure that the spine is protected. And when I was talking about the support, you've got the support of your hands there. You're really pressing into it. And as you get better at it, you would be pressing into it less and less. Later on, as you get better at a wrestler's bridge, you can do less of the support. But definitely don't just jump right into it, because you're going to end up hurting yourself. And an injury to the neck is a bad injury. So this next exercise that is in some of the Real Anime Training workouts is a headstand. And I feel like this is a little less dangerous than the wrestler's bridge, just because the neck is in sort of a neutral position rather than being in in extension like that. So with a headstand, it's very much you're going to use support. Like I use this door here, as you can see in the video. And what we're looking for is making sure that you've got everything in alignment. So you've got your top of your head, your the bottom of your cervical spine, and then your hips, and then knees, and then feet in alignment, unless you've got your feet propped up against the door to give you a little bit of stability. In this position, you once again are wanting to do it on a softer surface. It is okay to kind of back and forth, side to side, front to back a little bit, but at the very beginning, you're not going to be in that position for very long at all. Maybe 10, 15 seconds for a set, and you maybe only do a couple sets. You don't want to just try to jump into doing a lot of neck work, especially when it's supporting the entire weight of the body. So because of that, because those two exercises are sort of more advanced, I wanted to talk about some exercises that could bring you up to the level of potentially being able to do both of those exercises if you wanted to, but that's not necessary because the exercises I'm going to show you now can also be scaled up to become more difficult, so that you don't necessarily need to do the wrestler's bridge or the headstand. But in any case, what we're going to talk about is a neck raise. So we're going to do the neck in extension, and we're going to do a neck twist, and this is going to be in you can do this actually in a couple of different ways. You can just do it from standing, which is sort of like a mobility thing. You can do it from an all fours position, or you can do it from laying down and lifting your head slightly off the ground. And then the last thing is neck crunch. So I'm going to kind of go all through those things really quick, and then we'll talk about some ways to scale the difficulty of those things. So you can see here, I'm lifting as far as my range of motion will allow me to go, and I'm bringing my chin down to my chest. I'm not driving my chin into my chest, I'm just touching. I'm holding that position, lifting, keeping my core tight, controlling, trying to keep some muscular tension in the neck. What I'm not doing is I'm not throwing my neck up. I'm not throwing. You don't want to give yourself whiplash. But yeah, what I'm basically doing is just using the weight of my head to train the extensors of the neck. The next exercise, like I said, you can do from standing, from this position, or from laying down. So it's just going to be looking left and then looking right, looking left and looking right. And that may seem like it's not very difficult at the beginning, because you're like, I'm just turning my head. But if you do 25, 30, 40 reps, you're gonna start feeling some burning, definitely. So yeah, don't discount that one. It's harder than it appears. Last exercise is actually I'll show you the laying down version of the neck twist. So we got a little bit of a raise, and we're just turning side to side. Yep. And then neck crunches are the last thing. And I want to make sure that as you come down to the bottom that you're not tapping your head on the ground. You want to try to keep tension. So you want to come very, very close to the ground, but don't touch, and come up. All right, so at the beginning of doing those three exercises, you're just going to do 50 of each. So that's 50 extensions, 50 twists, and that's on each side. So 1, 1, 2, 2, and then 50 neck crunches. Now for the twists, I recommend changing it up when you do it. So sometimes do it from all fours, sometimes do it from laying down, sometimes do it from standing, just to kind of change it up every now and again. That's obviously not all of the neck exercises you can do. I'll do another video of like various other neck exercises. But this is just sort of like a starting place for you guys, because some of the real anime training workouts do call for a wrestler's bridge or a headstand. And if you don't feel comfortable doing it, or if you are new and you should not attempt it, you should start with exercises like this that are just the weight of your head. Scale up some of these exercises. You can use a neck harness. So you can put this on and attach the weight, and you can do the neck extensions and the neck crunches with this. But you'll have to do the neck crunches on like a bench so that your head can be off the bench, because obviously against the ground it doesn't have anywhere to go. So those are two ways that you can scale a couple of these exercises with weights. If you don't have a neck harness, you can just use like a small plate or a small dumbbell for the neck crunches. Put it on your forehead and just hold and raise. And then you can do the same thing for the neck raises, but you'll have to lay on a bench because obviously you can't hold the weight there while you are in an all fours position because your hands are busy holding you up. So you can use a plate or a small, very, very small dumbbell, like a 2 pound, 3 pound dumbbell. Plates are typically better. Start off light, always start off light. I'll talk about scaling that in a second. But obviously, best option, just because it keeps your hands free. But as far as scaling, I wouldn't go up until you are comfortable doing at least 50 repetitions of each exercise, during whatever neck training session that you're doing. And I wouldn't go up more than 1 or 2 pounds at a time, just because, this is not necessarily the strongest of, these are not the strongest muscles in the body. You're not trying to, wreck yourself. You always want to be careful. Obviously there's a lot of strong guys out there who can, load, 25, 50 pounds on there and just rep the crap out of it, or even more than that. They did not start there. You don't start there. Do not hurt yourself. I have said it, and I will say it over and over and over again. Slow progression is better than injury. Always start easier than you think you need to and progress slowly. Yeah, so I wanted to go over that stuff with you guys today because there's some real anime training workouts that do have neck training in it, and I wanted to kind of give you some other options. And also because, neck training is not something that a lot of people think about. They think about training, chest, back, legs, that kind of stuff. And so if you want to, you can just throw neck training in when you do abs or core work, and, just include that in core work, just so that you are, don't forget it. Neck training is good to, if you have a strong neck, it's going to be harder to, hurt you if you get cranked on, if you're getting, in a wrestling situation, or it's going to be harder to knock you out. So might as well train your neck. All right, guys, that was kind of a rambling Sensei's journey. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions about neck training, or if you have anything you'd like to see me cover for future Sensei's Journey videos, please leave that as a comment. If you have not liked this video, please go ahead and do so, and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed. And until next time, guys, good luck and train hard.